Welcome, ladies and gentlemen throughout the world and the United States. Welcome to the Bullhour5 Show. I'm your host, Bill Kennedy, and today's Friday, March 27th, 2009. This is my second show to be aired, and I know I said I was going to do a show once a week at Wednesdays at 9 o'clock, but I've been told by powers above me, and I don't mean heaven above, but powers above me said that I should do more shows off the beginning to promote the show, so that's what I'm going to do for a while. But so keep out there in YouTube land. Keep your eyes peeled. You never know. This show will air tonight, and we'll go from there. And it's still going to stay under the numbers. I'm trying to categorize it in a better area, so it's still going to be under the numbers for this show. So you log on to that number system there, and you can pick up my show. I'd like to... First of all, before we get really started into the heart of the discussion, I'd like to start off with I received an email from, I'm assuming, a woman called herself Cowgirl, and I will read the email, and it's a very nice email, and we're going to talk briefly on this email and what I think is going on. It says, I will be looking forward to your weekly show. I think you are doing a great thing by voicing your opinion. I am a young voter, and I'm hoping that someone else's views will get my views back on track, and I will be voting my second time around. Well, that's a nice email, and sounds like a young voter, but I'm a young voter too. So we're going to touch briefly on this email. By the way, it's my very first email, so I'm pretty excited about that. So thank you very much, Cowgirl, for sending me that email, and I'm glad that you're a young voter. I think young voters today are probably one of the most important voters we have out there, because I've talked to a lot of older people, the older generation that vote, and a lot of them are so stuck in their way of voting that they won't look at anything else. They're stuck in it, And not that they're ignorant or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they're ignorant. There's a difference. Ignorant is a difference between being stupid. And I don't call people stupid, because ignorant just means that you haven't learned anything. You don't have knowledge of what you're talking about. Like me, I'm probably ignorant in my some of my talking on the show, but I'm sure my emails will set me straight and stuff like that, which is fine. But I think the young voters out there, I think they're so full of energy and so full of commitment that I'm very proud of them. I know one of my proudest moments in my life was being able to vote. I was raised in a family where voting, patriotism, United States, veterans were all very part of what this country means. When the flag waves, it waves for many reasons. The wind blows the flag for many reasons, and I know I was very proud to vote. Now, like I said, I'm a Republican, but some of these people out there, they vote, and I believe that if you're going to vote and you really want to do the best you can, whether how tiring it is or whatever, it's like the last presidential election, I think you need to sit and watch and read and gather as much information as you can. I think it's your responsibility. I think it's your responsibility to find out as much as you can about the person you're going to vote for. And it's not hard to find out. You can go online and you can get their voting record. And you can watch newsreels. You can watch online. You can read newspapers and how they've been the last. I watched a lot of times. I've been watching Meet the Press for years, and I remember Joe Biden being on there. I remember Joe Biden for 10 years, and when they picked him for vice president, I was rather surprised, because I never in my day dreamed that he had the same views as Barack Obama. Now, I'm not saying that's good, bad, whatever. I'm just saying, to me, it seemed like oil and water. But apparently, he either changed really fast because he wanted to be the vice president so bad that he was willing to change, or I just didn't know him well enough. And I think it's probably a little of both. I mean, I don't think I knew him probably as well as what I thought I did. Do you know any politician as well as what you think you do? So this email that I received from Cowgirl, I was pretty excited to get my first email, kind of like a little kid at Christmas. But I don't think she's in this email. I don't think she's asking for people how to tell her how to vote. I believe what she's doing is she's doing the same thing that I believe in, trying to gather as much information she can through people's opinions, through news, through as much information as she can gather. And then she'll come to her own conclusion. And I think once she comes to her own conclusion, whether it's Democrat or Republican, I think that she'll feel good about herself and say to herself, I voted for the person that won, or I didn't vote for the person that won, but what I voted for is what I believed in. And, if a person truly votes for what they believe in, how can they be wrong? How can they be wrong if they vote for what they really, truly believe in? I mean, yeah, I'm a Republican, and sometimes I listen to a Democrat, and I just want to pull my hair out. But, you got to think, sometimes I listen to Republicans, and I just want to pull my hair out. So, I vote for who I believe in at the time that I feel will do the best job. It's like hiring a person. When you vote for somebody, you hire somebody, basically. And now there's a lot of talk out there in the media about time limits for voters, not voters, for politicians, time limits, they serve one term and then they're out. As far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, I think the United States has always had time limits. It's called voting. I don't see where you have to make it a law. It's like when they pass that, term limits for certain politicians, you can only serve so many terms. I kind of laughed and thought, there's always been term limits. It's called the voter, and it's like I will admit I didn't want Barack Obama being the president of the United States, but he is our president of the United States, and that's what the people chose of this country. So, come hell or high water, I have to respect that, and I hope he does. I hope he does a good job for the country. I don't believe in a lot of his policies, but we have to get through that and just hope that our country turns around and does the best for our country. And hopefully everybody can work together now. That's like living in a dream world and what have you. But I don't know. I'm very proud. Young voters want to go out and vote, and it's surprising though that people want more information. I mean, let's look at what's out there. Number one is you can watch the news. You take that with a grain of salt. You got CNN, you got Fox News, you got NBC, MSNBC. After watching all of them, you take it with a grain of salt. You realize that this one broadcaster might be a little bit one side or the other side. So you take it with a grain of salt, and then you read the newspapers, and you take that with a grain of salt. And then you go online and everything like that. So what you do is you gather as much information as you can, but the best information is look around in your community, look around in your state, look around what's going on in your country. That's a good indicator. If you pay attention to what's going on in your country and what's going on overseas and how other people view us and look at us, that's a good indicator on basically where you want to be and how you want to vote and do the best you can. Nobody's perfect, and the key is to vote. I know I've worked with some people that were friends of mine, and the first thing they say, well, I don't know who to vote for, so I'm not going to vote, or there ain't it doesn't matter, nobody cares about us anyways, so I'm not even going to take the time to vote. Well, you know what? You've already shot yourself in the foot if that's the attitude you have. To me, it's like, well, I'm just lazy. I don't want to go out and pay attention and see who's the voter. Okay, you got two candidates, you don't care about either one of them. But you got to vote. That's what people died for in this country, and that's what we need to always remember. That people went out and died to make us free. And so, thank you very much, Carol Cowgirl, for the email. And we're gonna touch base on it a little bit. I see my show's winding down, and boy, it was fast, wasn't it? So we'll talk base on politics, on people and faces in the news, our next show, unless I get an email that they want to talk about something else. But it sounds like the email I got from Cowgirl is politics right now is number one, what people want to talk about. So that's what we'll talk about, and until I get another email that says, hey, let's get on to something else. But it's a big, beautiful world out there. The sun shines, the wind blows, and the grass is green every day. So I'd like to thank you for tuning in to my show, and I'd like to say be safe and be kind, okay? Until next week, this is Bullhour 5 signing out. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.